Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you? I love Minnesota, and I've got Ron Jeremy in the studio here. I've got Krissy Summers, the University of Michigan cheerleader, and Heidi Fleiss, the famed madam.
Wow, so you got a whole crew there today.
Party time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know your former governor. I've hung out with him.
Yeah, well, Ron, we've actually had
Yes,
you on
Ventura.
our show before, about a year or so ago. So.
Very good. I was in Minnesota.
It's all about the book now. Art of the Pimp.
Well, you know, the governor in his book, Ain't Got Time to Bleed, writes about coming to the Bunny Ranch and says all the girls look like Playboy playmates, and we've had many of them there.
He's got a nice son, too. I know Jesse's son. And Jesse recently won that lawsuit about the TSA.
We write about Jesse in the book, Ron.
Yeah. Guy.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the book, The Art of the Pimp. It sounds like it's more than just a straight autobiography. You must have a lot of different stories like that in there.
Absolutely, and it's a lot about business. It's a lot about life. It's a lot about finding love, looking for love. My relationship with Ron and Heidi.
It's a fun read.
Yeah, and somebody from CNN said last night that we should, on the cover, it should have said what Harvard Business School didn't teach you. So it teaches you about life, all the crazy happenings behind the scenes at the Bunny Ranch. Krissy has a chapter.
Yes.
Yep.
People ask me, they say, Heidi, how did Dennis get in that business? What did he do before? Who taught him? It's all in the book. So people don't read anymore, and this is a must-read.
Well, this you know what? You're interesting you say that, because people are going to buy this, and MGM has already taken an option for a television show, and people are going to buy this and they're going to read it. And for those that don't want to read, Robert Grossman, the America's most famous cartoonist, does all the New Yorker magazine covers, did a 32-page comic book.
Wow.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what made
That's amazing.
What made you decide to write the book now after running the business for all these years? Now is just the time, or?
Yeah, I got 23 years of history. You know, it started with Andy Kaufman talking me into buying the business. Judith Regan is my dear, dear friend, and she retired and then got bored and decided to get back in the business and convinced me that now's the time to do the book.
She's say some of her other titles. She's put out Howard Stern's book, Dennis Rodman. Go on.
Everybody's General Tommy Franks, Rush Limbaugh.
Sure.
She's done all the celebrity books.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a story that a lot of people probably wish that they could write about.
Well, it's a great story, and I teach the girls what the bunnies are doing to make their husbands and boyfriends keep coming back. I think that's important, and I just talk about everything about my life and how much fun it is, and the journey that I've taken. And it's an interesting, fascinating read.
It's not sugar-coated. There's some girls
very honest.
There's some girl exes of Dennis, derogatory things and whatnot.
Yeah, lots of it. And nobody gives exes an opportunity to take a shot at him unedited. They did a complete psychiatric evaluation on me, and that's in there unedited too. And people are going to be fascinated about that. They're either going to love me or go, "Oh my God, this guy's nuts."
And you mentioned a couple other people have some chapters in there. It sounds like maybe a bit of a collaborative work.
Yes, you got Bob Samuda, founder of Comic Relief, that did the foreword, and he said some amazing things. I mean, he said, look, it's Kinsey, Masters and Johnson, Hefner, and Hoff. We've changed sexuality in America. My TV shows in 64 countries. Krissy and I just came back from speaking at the Sorbonne. I've spoke at Oxford University. I've changed sexual attitudes in the world. I know that.
People who want to act like Dennis is just a dirty word or something. He spoke at Oxford.
Sure, yeah.
Einstein, Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Only 6 U.S. presidents have been invited to speak there. Mother Teresa and Dalai Lama. Yeah. So it's quite the honor. So we tell it all in the book. We peel back the onion. We talk about this tremendous ride. We talk about the reasons for legalizing sex. I've had numerous big companies now asking me to speak to sales meetings at their company, because it's about sales also. It's got a lot of interesting components to the book.
Yeah, definitely sounds great. And on that same hand, I want to ask you, why do you think prostitution is still illegal? Is it possible we could pass legislation to make places like the Bunny Ranch open outside of Nevada?
It's possible, but the politicians just don't want to deal with it. The politicians are enabling all this horrendous sex trafficking, and you've got a lot of it right there in your wonderful state. And I love Minnesota. I go to the Mayo Clinic every year. I'm a big fan of Mayo, and but you've got a lot of real serious problems right there in Minnesota, and it's because politicians are such wimps. They don't want to deal with it. They see what happened with liquor. They see that liquor went from being in the gangsters' hands to $6 billion a year in federal taxes. They see what's going on with marijuana around the country. You're putting the drug cartel out of business, and so much that they're into heroin trafficking now and underage trafficking of girls. So why not sex? And the constituents of Minnesota, and a lot of them won't like what I do, and I appreciate that. They need to understand that there's a better alternative than the way it's happening right now in Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out in the future. And again, The Art of the Pimp is out, and you mentioned a couple other things maybe in the works. Or do you have other projects you want to mention before we go?
Well, we got seven brothels now in Nevada, and
think about it. There's something cool about driving out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and there's really hot chicks.
It's like driving through the desert and finding a big lake. You go, wow, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, and it's not a mirage.
Oh, that's great.
So please come out to the ranch.
Yeah, I'm gonna come see you next time I come to Mayo. I'm gonna come by and see you guys.
Okay, sounds good, Dennis.
Right.
Real quick before we go, would you mind recording an ID for me?
Love to, and we'll get Ron to do one. We'll get Heidi. Whatever you want, we'll do it. So
All
tell
right.
me what you want.
Well, the name of the show is The 5 Count.
Tell me when to go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Dennis Hoff from the world-famous Bunny Ranch, home of the HBO Cat House series. And I'm not with the bunny. Guess what? I'm listening to 5 Count. Let Ron Jeremy give one. 5 Count, Ron.
Okay. Hi, this is Ron Jeremy, and I'm madly in love with 5 Count.
Beautiful.
Heidi?
Hi, this is Heidi Fleiss, the notorious Hollywood Madam, and I'm listening to the 5 Count.
You got it. Krissy?
This is Krissy Summers, former University of Michigan cheerleader, and I'm listening to 5 Count.
Can I do one more?
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, this is Ron Jeremy. I'm listening to 5 Count because I can give 5 Count.
Beautiful.
Hey, send me an email, dennis@bunnyranch.com. Did you get the book? Did they get the book to you? No, they probably didn't, did they?
They sent me a link. I wasn't able to get it to work, though, but I'll keep trying.
Okay. Email me, dennis@bunnyranch.com, DENNIS, and I'll get you the book out right away, and I'll look forward to coming and seeing you guys someday.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.